Okay, welcome to the video. This is a video of loading in Sydney and driving to Melbourne, delivering quarantine stock for Victoria's hospitals. There were border restrictions because of coronavirus, COVID-19, and flying back by aeroplane. The video starts off with what I need to know when I look up the video in time to come if I want to know what to take. That information is on the start of the video, and there's more information at the very end of the video on what I took. The trick here is to think ahead, keep in contact with people, and tell everybody what stage you're up to, and so that there's no broken links in the chain. Make sure you have all your documentation ready: logbook, fuel, delivery invoices, plane tickets. Make sure your boss is able to send through an Uber app or an Uber ticket for your ride back. If you've got a sleeping bag as well as your carry bag, remember you can put one on the conveyor belt and bring one in the plane. That way you don't have to pay for an extra bag. You'll need to know that once you get to your destination that somebody will be there to bring you to the airport, and whatever other documentation you have to and forms you have to fill in. Service Queensland, Service Sydney, Service Victoria, apps on your phone, printouts of border passes, and anything else you might need. Please help out by liking and subscribing. I sincerely hope this video helps. Okay, so this is what you'll need: Sydney to Melbourne and Flyback. It's a little bit complicated. Probably driving back would be simpler. Okay, so that's what I needed. It doesn't take up all that much space. It's just a sleeping blanket and a standard sized suitcase. Okay, so I hope this helps. Have to be thinking ahead what the next stage is. Is it paperwork, delivery, taxi back home? You will need border passes just in case. You'll need your plane ticket. Okay, good luck. Okay, this is from another trip, some notes that I took, so this may be of some benefit. This video is also for myself, just cuts down on thinking work. So you might want to consider some of those things as well. Okay, it's Friday and I'm just going to load for our trip to Melbourne with the border shut. So, and I'm leaving on Sunday, so I'll go and load now. Okay, so we're loading on Friday and heading out on Sunday for a Monday delivery. I need a border pass to get into Victoria, and I need a border pass to get back into New South Wales, so that'll be quite interesting. Okay, so what we've got here is medical supplies for just about all of the big Victorian hospitals. Okay, what's the time? 4:26. Gone through my checklist. That's the date there. Okay, so let's get going. It's dark outside. So yeah, at this stage I've topped the truck up with fuel. It's got 4 huge tanks on it. Could actually make it to Adelaide and back. But we're going to Melbourne and back. And I had to bring the truck back to the yard to put the corner angles over the top and throw all the ropes over. Okay, the engine's checked, can't really see it there. So we've got a cat motor and we've got coolant and oil. A lot of oil had to be put in the engine. It had next to no oil in the engine, so okay, well, let's go. Well, here I am in Tarcutta. That's a COVID-19 caravan over there, I think. I've just been doing paperwork for half an hour, so I've got to go to the toilet and keep going. Okay, Victoria. We're now in Victoria. Okay, we are at Epping, which is just north of Melbourne, the M80 ring road. It's nearly 3:30 PM, and this is our second stop. So the first stop had to be done within 5.5 hours. This stop had to be done within 11 hours. I've got a bit further down south than I thought I would, so I'm taking a break early. We left at 6 AM. Okay, so we've made it down to here, and I was going to go around here and stay the night, but it looks like I can now go down this way and down to Dandenong. I can turn off just here and stay around this area here. We've gone from Sydney to Melbourne. It's simple as that, except when we were loading, we loaded just here at Marsden Park. So went and loaded, went back to the yard, strapped it down properly, and headed on down to Melbourne.
careful on slip road. Keep left to 1, then turn right.
Okay, this is my happy home for the night. So yeah, this looks alright. Had a bit of trouble around here trying to find a parking spot where I wouldn't block any driveways, but this is to my liking. So, you know, because cars can come along and park right up against you, but I've got the driveway there and I can back it up and get going. All right, I'll call it a day. Okay, that is our day's work schedule. Okay, well, it's delivery morning. This is where I ended up staying. I had to shift because a couple of young blokes came along with a car, pulled right up beside the truck, and they were talking about their friends coming around and had nothing to do with me, but yeah, out in the middle of nowhere and somebody's got to pull up next to me, so I had to shift down to here. Sometimes I think I've got an idiot magnet you know, like somebody's implanted an idiot magnet inside me. So I suppose it's probably best to stay at a truck stop, but there's no truck stops out in the southeast of Melbourne, at least, you know, not what I know of. I'll have to find one because you know, you need to go to the toilet, and I had to use one of these businesses' toilets, so yeah, it's best to stay at a truck stop. Yeah, and as I was saying before, I grew up around here, and you know, you have memories, you hear the way people talk, and yeah, it's good to be back to the place where you grew up.
In 500 meters, turn left on the Menzies Highway, then keep left. Gippsland Highway on the left.
So we're pretty congested here. Trucks behind. Okay, now for the most interesting part. I've got to fly back, so see how it goes. Okay, I'm waiting to be taken to the airport. My airplane leaves at about 7:30. I get into Sydney at 9:55 or 10 o'clock, so I've informed my boss in Sydney to organise an Uber ticket to get a ride back to the yard in Sydney. So the trick is with this is that you always have to be thinking ahead, reading your tickets, because if you're not thinking ahead, there's some important link in the chain, to get you home that you're not concentrating on, and you don't want that. Looks like my luck's run out. Okay, so what happens here is about 5 minutes after I shoot the last shot saying Uber, my luck's run out. Sure enough, my Uber car rocks up and brings me back to the yard to my car, and all good. Okay, welcome to the video. This is a video of loading in Sydney and driving to Melbourne, delivering quarantine stock for Victoria's hospitals. There were border restrictions because of coronavirus, COVID-19, and flying back by aeroplane. The video starts off with what I need to know when I re-look up the video in time to come if I want to know what to take. That information is on the start of the video, and there's more information at the very end of the video on what I took. Upon arrival back in Sydney, Uber did work out well. Not long after recording the video saying that my luck had run out with Uber, my Uber car turned up and it was all perfect. The trick here is to think ahead, keep in contact with people, and tell everybody what stage you're up to, and so that there's no broken links in the chain. Make sure you have all your documentation ready: logbook, fuel, delivery invoices, plane tickets. Make sure your boss is able to send through an Uber app or an Uber ticket for your ride back. If you've got a sleeping bag as well as your carry bag, remember you can put one on the conveyor belt and bring one in the plane. That way you don't have to pay for an extra bag. You'll need to know that once you get to your destination that somebody will be there to bring you to the airport, and whatever other documentation you have to and forms you have to fill in. Service Queensland, Service Sydney, Service Victoria, apps on your phone, printouts of border passes, and anything else you might need. Please help out by liking and subscribing. I sincerely hope this video helps. The reason for the flyback was the truck that's in Sydney needed to go to Melbourne to have work done on it. So I picked up in Sydney, delivered in Melbourne, brought the truck back to the yard in Melbourne and flew back so the mechanic could work on the truck. Okay, so this is what you'll need: Sydney to Melbourne and fly back. It's a little bit complicated. Probably driving back would be simpler. Okay, so that's what I needed. It doesn't take up all that much space. just a sleeping blanket and a standard sized suitcase. Okay, so I hope this helps. Have to be thinking ahead what the next stage is. Is it paperwork, delivery, taxi back home? You will need border passes just in case. You'll need your plane ticket. Okay, good luck. Okay, this is from another trip. Some notes that I took, so this may be of some benefit. This video is also for myself, just cuts down on thinking work. So you might want to consider some of those things as well. Okay, I'll start off by saying that I apologise for the length of this video. I did try and make it a very short video, but things seem to have got out of hand. But what I'm going to do here is just quickly as possible go through what I took and what I needed. I did need the sleeping blanket. It's in the middle of winter. I did need the coat. These two things kept me warm at night. So now I'll just briskly move on to the bag. This is a quarantine stock truckload, semi-trailer load to Victoria. Okay. Borders were shut in a coronavirus second or third wave. Okay, so let's do it. I wear a headset. I did need the headset to keep in touch. That's a spare camera. I use a tablet. This is just for maps, and I pay a subscription to keep that running. I've also got my own phone, and that's what I'm using to film. The bed sheet is for hygiene. That goes over the sheet that's already in the truck. I did need that. I needed the clipboard. This is my folder. These are my checks. I go through these checks and I'm okay. I won't leave any paperwork behind, and I'll have my GPS running and everything. So that's the Service New South Wales. That's to get back into Victoria. I did not need that. That's my timesheet. That's some fuel I filled up before I went. That's my checks, truck checks. The truck did need a lot of oil. These are my receipts. That's the Linfox information. That's the Victoria Pass. I did not need that. That's my checklist of things I need to bring. So if I have to do a similar load again, I can just call on this and put all of that into the bag and get going. This is my work diary that I need to fill in. That is the Sunday's run, and it took 10.5 hours on Sunday, and that's the times for Monday to deliver and then bring it back to the yard. 1.5 hours. Okay, the hat I did not use. The toilet paper I did use. The alarm I did use, because you have to switch off your phones and electronics at night so you don't run out of battery. The stapler I did use. The Tighten bar for tightening the straps and undoing the straps I did use. The spare one I didn't use. Electrical outlet. The bags I did use, I did need. This is my sports mouth guard I did use. That's personal. That's got to do with teeth and protecting teeth. The food I definitely did use. I ate it all. Spoons is a must. I had to have spoons. That's a spare electrical outlet. I did use one of these. The GPS, of course, I did use. These small bags I happen to not use, but I do highly recommend taking them. The window mount I did use. That's just a The cords and the electrical outlet I did use. This is for if I stay in a motel or hotel. I did not use that. A spare face mask. For a face mask for travelling on the aeroplane, I wore one of these and a black material one over the top of that, and I'm not sick. So that's the face mask there, and that's this was for the sunglasses. I did use that. I had driving glasses, and of course the suitcase. When you go on the aeroplane, you can, if you've got two, I had two pieces of baggage. I had the sleeping blanket and the suitcase. You can check one of these in on the conveyor belt, and you can bring the other one on the aeroplane. Okay, I did spend $100, but I'm not well rehearsed with this because I had two. But yeah, that's what you do. You take one on the aeroplane and one on the conveyor belt. The border was shut down at the time. All cars are checked, and trucks possibly with a Victorian number plate go through. Maybe trucks from another state could be checked, I don't know. So cars go in one side and there's a policeman there, and some trucks were going through. The only thing that I brought that I didn't use was this beanie. So yep, that's what you're going to need to do the trip like a human, with enough comfort and to be able to have all the stuff that you'll need. Okay, I've sterilised, I'll take off my mask, I've sterilised my technology and the phone I'm using now. I did throw out the any excess food and hand steriliser. I did take hand steriliser, so I'll write that on the list and I can check that next time I go. Okay, good luck, and may God be with you.